Hey guys, we're going to be doing one more clear on Dullahan with all missions. Going to hard mode, of course. We're going to use 5 units, no deaths, 10 or less turns, not taking a friend. We're going to use Sephiroth just because I can. He is, of course, one of my favorite units, so we're going to take him in. You might be wondering, wait a minute, the boss is like exceptionally resistant to Dark Element. You would be correct, but we don't really care. So, here's the ambush. It, of course, is going to deal holy damage. We don't really care that much. There we go. We resist it. So, we're going to go to the, or we're going to use Venera to break the boss, imperil the boss, and then just hit the boss again for counterattacks. We're going to use Louise to fire starter. We're going to, let's see, amplify, imperil, and killer buff. There we go. Sephiroth is going to shift. We're going to, let's see here. Shira is going to do nothing this turn. Aerith is going to LB, and Sephiroth is going to stack his LB as well. This is going to deal very, very low damage for the moment. We're going to do better in a moment as we get the rest of our buffs online. Shira can go ahead and entrust over to Sephiroth. Okay, some counterattacks. We don't really care. We're evading most of the party. Not everyone, but enough of them are evading. The majority of the party is wearing resistance. Sephiroth is going to be reflecting a lot of the damage here. Let's see. We're going to go to the shift form with Venera. There is going to be an AoE physical this turn, so we're going to deal with that with Venera. We're going to, first of all, Shadow Cast for herself. We're going to Heavenly Blade, and we're going to Shadow Servant. That's going to mirage the party, amplify Dark, all that goodness. We're going to shift Louise. We'll go ahead and do disarming, and we will also neutralizing or ionic a few times to fill LB gauge. Aerith will quadruple. We'll amplify fire to Sephiroth and use a few flame fangs. And Sephiroth will start using his LB, which has been stacked up at this point. Alright. Not bad. We'll go ahead and entrust over to Sephiroth right here. Alright, some attacks on Venera, but she has 6 stacks of Mirage, not a problem. We also have accuracy down on the boss, so again, not really a big deal. Here's some attacks, you know, whatever. Venera also just counterattacked with accuracy down, which is of course going to help even more. Let's go back to the base form, Marauders, Umbral, and just Umbral twice. That's going to soak those counterattacks to Venera. Louise, we just did that. We can go back to the base form here. We can do, let's see, let's go ahead and refresh firepower. Let's do a tactical for Sephiroth. He is going to want some mitigation coming up kind of soon. We don't really need this. We'll do it anyway. And we'll do diverse arsenal. We don't really need entrusting this turn either. So Aerith can quad Flame Fang. And again, Sephiroth can just continue doing his LB. Boom. Nicely done. Let's go ahead and trust over to our Sephiroth with Shira. I do love me some 3-star Shira. Definitely one of my favorite support units in the game. He's only a 3-star, but that's totally fine here. There's the accuracy tax on our Venera, but we've got accuracy down on the boss from multiple sources, actually. We've got Louise's accuracy down, and Venera is counterattacking with even more accuracy down. So, yeah. Not much to do here, so we'll just go ahead and Marauders and double Umbral again to imperil the boss and soak those counterattacks. We can just load these two guys up. Louise, we don't really need a whole lot from her. We can just shift and reapply that fire field. We'll do the fire field, we'll do the disarming for the gun imperil. And yeah, this might actually be the end of the fight here. Let's refresh the amplify. I don't know if we need to or not, but we're going to anyway. And do that. And I think I actually sent Sephiroth too soon. We're going to early cap. No, we got it. That was fine. Okay, so there was an all mission clear in 4 turns with a Sephiroth. Yeah, this is hard mode. This is hard mode, guys. So it does have 185% dark resist, but Sephiroth doesn't really care, like at all. There it is, my favorite unit in the game, Sephiroth. I am glad I pulled for him. Let's go ahead and show you the gear if you want to replicate this. This, of course, was just a for fun clear, so if you haven't beaten the trial, there's way easier ways to do it. But if you want to use your favorite unit in the game, you know, you do what you have to do to be able to use your favorite unit in the game. So we're going to be using, or we used, Venera with 200 ice resist and 400 light resist. She's got passive provoke, evasion, and we also have counter up gear, so she counters with accuracy down. We also gave her stop immunity so that we can be immune to the stop, because we didn't want to waste any turns buffing stop immunity, because I didn't want to. And then here's the vision card we used. So, you know, Venera is a really, really good support unit. I do love her for the good breaks and the accuracy down. She also does AoE Mirage, and she does AoE Dark Amplify and Dark Imperil. That way Sephiroth never has to waste a single turn on anything except just dealing damage. Louise has evasion, a little bit of mana reduction. She has stop immunity naturally, 200 ice, and 100 light. By the way, did I mention Venera has 400% light resist? Because the boss does light and peril, and I don't want to deal with like taking damage, so I geared for immunity. So 400 light resist for the provoker only. The rest of the party only needs 100 light resist. So there's the build we used on Louise, a little bit of mana regen. Shift form, exact same thing. She does gun imperil, fire imbue, fire amplify. I'm sorry, not fire. Yeah, fire amplify actually. Killer buff, accuracy down, fire field. Just overall good support unit. Shira has full evasion and 200 ice, 100 light resist. A little bit of LB fill. Stop immunity with the Grand Reverie. Here's the build we're using, and he does entrust every single turn. Aerith, we only use the shift form. Again, evasion, stop immunity with Grand Reverie, 200 ice, 100 light, and she does support chains, amplify, LB buff, stat buff, etc. Sephiroth in the base form. I gave him Reflect Ring because he's not using resist gear in the shift form, so Reflect Ring makes him immune to nearly all the magic. 1 or 2 attacks do get through during the fight, but we killed the boss before that mattered, so we didn't actually see those, but we did have mitigation from Louise if it had gotten to that point. Auto Dark Amp for the first few turns because we didn't have the buff yet. And then I gave him Auto Mitigation, Auto Bravery, Auto Shell. That's just in case the fight went too long, we started taking those attacks that can't be reflected. We didn't get that far, but if we had mitigations for it. And then 100% light resist for the ambush. Then Shift Form, again, because guns are just broken. Sephiroth pulled out a shotgun, and we're going with that instead of katanas because, you know, guns have more variants, guns have a better imperil with Louise. So, yeah, shotgun Sephiroth. So chain cap up, 50% or better evasion because we used accuracy down, and just in case a counter got through or one of the AoE physicals got through, we didn't want Sephiroth to take any damage, so gun build, 2-handed, 50 or better evasion, LB damage versus Reapers, 7,500 attack power, maxed LB, maxed Reaper killer, and 50 or better evasion. And yeah, he did all by himself. There's an all mission clear on Dullahan with my boy. Okay, see you next time.